Hello, this is a 2018 Cadillac ATS, and I am going to show you how to install a single subwoofer into this. So I am already knee deep in working on this, getting this installed, and I'm having quite a difficult time. I couldn't really find too many videos that nicely explained how to do this, so I'm going to use what I learned messing with this in failure after failure, and I'm going to show you the correct way how to do it. So these are just some of the tools you will need: the wire strippers, a utility knife, electrical tape. If you've ever installed car electronics or any electronics, you'll know that these things are definitely a lifesaver. These crimp tubes, I don't know exactly what they're called, but you use them to crimp wires together instead of like taping them. It makes it so much easier. So with the Cadillac, I already have gotten in here and pulled everything apart. I'm not going to show you how to do that because it's super easy and self-explanatory. There's like a plastic piece that goes here. There's two screws in it. You can take those out pretty easy. The thing comes out. There's some pop clips in the sides. You pull these down and then you have access to your battery and to the factory sub amp. I originally, going into this, I did not know that this car has a factory subwoofer in it. It does. So what I'm going to do is keep that subwoofer running, and I'm going to hook the second one up. So I'll have two subs in this car, the factory and the aftermarket. First things first is connecting your power and everything. I'm going to wire in a line output converter the correct way. So first things first is connect the ground and the power cable, which is pretty easy. These are 4 gauge. It probably doesn't need 4 gauge, but I had them from my previous car. This car already had 4 gauge into it, so that's what I'm using, 4 gauge wires. This is like a Pioneer. This is a 500 watt. It's nothing crazy. This one could probably run on 8 gauge. So if you're doing like a 500 watt, a little bit of a weaker sub, 8 gauge is fine. If you're doing a crazy high powered 1500 watt huge amp, you're going to want 4 gauge. And you probably already know most about everything. You just want to see how to do it on the Cadillac. So anyway, so you pull this to the side here. You got access to your battery. You're gonna hook your power wire up to the positive terminal in here. I don't know exactly how it's done because this was already in here, but I don't know if I can get this up. You can figure it out. It's not hard. You just pop this up. There's probably a screw in there. You screw it in there. There's the fuse. Make sure your fuse is close to your power source. The ground cable is connected to one of these factory grounds. These are fine grounds to use. So you would just take this bolt off here and wire your ground into it. Like I said, this was nicely installed previously. I didn't mess with it. I'm just running my amp straight off of what was there. Now on the other side is where you're going to connect a line output converter. Like I said, you probably don't need to use one, but it's the best way to do it on this car. And yeah, so that's what we're using. I got this. I have a kicker line output converter. The main reason why you want to use a line output converter and not just run straight from the factory wires is because this kicker line output converter will sense incoming signal from the factory radio speaker wires, and once it senses voltage change signal coming through them, it turns on, and then it activates this remote wire. It just makes it so much easier. Your amp will turn on and off just when the car turns on. It's super easy, convenient. So that's the best way to do it. like I said, I was trying some experiments with just doing a one channel and in certain things, and with this line output converter, I spliced into the speaker wires because this guy already had a subwoofer in it, and it just didn't work. The sub was popping, and then it blew both of the 40 amp fuses, so that's bad. So I'm just going to do it the right way, and I figured I would just start making a video to show, put on YouTube, so people can see how to do this on a 2018 Cadillac, because it's not very much info on there. So anyway, first thing I'm going to do is go on this side, and I'm going to pull the harness wires right here. So these are all the speaker wires. So I'm going to pull this clip, and then I'm going to go for the rear speakers. Quick update, after a lot of time, I've been looking for the rear speaker wires, and I couldn't find them. So the subwoofer stuff, I accidentally cut an extra cable off of it, whoops. I connected that back. So this is the bottom plug. The top plug, the one directly above that, it's like right there. This is the rear speaker wires. This is what I'm going to clip. So once again, diagram I'll put up again. Boop. And I found another diagram that would be helpful. Boop. Screenshot those will help you out. And I'm gonna cut these and put this line output converter in. Okay, so this is done down here. So it was solid green was the left positive, green with a black stripe was the left negative, solid white was the right positive, green with a black stripe was the right negative. Well, I am fully completed, and I had experienced issues like everyone will always experience issues when doing these kinds of things. So the sub is finally working. I ended up going through, it's not hitting hard, as the volume's not turned up super hard, but I can feel the vibrations come out. It's definitely on. I'm assuming I definitely blew one somehow, doing something weird with the sub wires, but at the end of the day, you need these wire diagrams. You need to go for these colors. It's the second plug from the bottom on the factory amp. You need to splice into those, and you need to run your amp up to that. I could try to get an image of that. So I actually extended my power wire a little bit. I just put everything under here. I've seen people mount their subs on the wall there. It looks pretty cool. Or their amps. I've seen people mount the amps there. I've seen people mount the amps here. I'm just leaving mine in there. There's nothing in here. The car didn't come with the patch kit and everything, so I'm just gonna leave it down there for now, but it's hooked up, it's working. That's what you need. Kicker line output converter, and you need to punch into those rear wires, and that's it. Well, I thought I was done. I am not done yet. Turns out, when you turn the car on, the sub starts screaming, and that's not good. So, looking up the solutions for that, looks like there is this ANC, which is active noise canceling, and we want to disable that because it's most likely causing this issue. So I'm going to try that, but I'll show you what's going on. When I start the car, the sub's just going to go crazy until I open the car door or the trunk. I'll stop. Now it goes again. Stop. Goes again. So yeah, problem. Gotta fix that. So we're gonna go after this plug right above the plug that we did the line output converter in. There should be green, brown, blue, yellow, blue, yellow. Paper's gone. I'll put up the information I found on this. Oh, looks like, okay, so yeah, that makes sense. So the previous owner had already done this, and then he reconnected them. So I'm going to do that, clip all these wires. I'll put all the information I found up about this online. Pretty much you just have to cut all these wires and just leave them disconnected, and then plug this back in. Okay, that's all done. Now we try it. So I'm just going to hook everything back up, start her up again. I had the sub running with the trunk open, and with the trunk open it wasn't making the noises. And so far there's no noises. Let's see if it's going to keep doing this. Good, it's working, and it wasn't doing that horrible sub noise when I turned the car on, so that's it. So that's it. That's what you need to do. I'll put that information up on the screen. Also, for disabling the ANC, which is ambient noise control. That's what it stood for, ANC. So there's an ANC system, ambient noise control. It does something weird with frequencies, and it plays pitches through your speakers. When you hook an aftermarket sub, it starts playing all these frequencies through your sub, they get amplified and your sub just starts ripping really loud, and that was really annoying. So that's fixed, and I'm just gonna put the car back together, but that's all you need to do to hook the sub up in this Cadillac. Officially done. It's starting to rain pretty good, so I'm gonna close her up and stop it here, but I'll take her for a little drive, make sure it's good. Actually, I want to adjust the frequency on that, but that's pretty much it. So line out put converter, hook the amp up, match the amps correctly, make sure you buy the right stuff, and then you have to cut all those wires and disable the ambient noise control system. I didn't know that was a thing until my amp was screaming, and then figured I had to do that. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Good luck.